and how they apply for what you're doing. Are you using your note system for ideas only? Maybe you only need the atlas. Are you also taking daily notes? Well, then you need a place to put those daily notes. And that might be all you need. But if you're somebody who's also using your note system to manage your efforts, your actions, and your projects, then you might want to spin up a folder like efforts. And you might notice that the ACE framework has two other folders. This is an inbox. We call it the add folder, where any new notes immediately go. And we have the X, that's the extra folder, where any sort of templates or images or PDFs or extras like that are usually not normal notes, that stuff can go into extras. So there you go. That is what the ACE framework looks like. How does that apply for what you're trying to accomplish? And you might notice though, there's one more vault to look like. Now there's not 22 notes, there's 75 notes. I'm just going to open it up and then give you something that you can play with yourself. So first, let's check out this vault. So now that we're at 75 notes, we have more types of notes, not just the notes themselves, but we have notes about notes. Notice something else. We also have a few images in here. So how are you going to organize images when they come in? That's another question you'll be able to answer on your own when you check out what we've provided for you in the links below. So we've covered a lot of ground so far. Now I want to show you what I personally do, but before I do, I want to show you how you can get started with one of these folder frameworks, which is the ACE framework. So we actually provide in the link below a completely free vault called Ideaverse for Obsidian. This is the pro version of that vault, but what you can see here is that we have the same ACE framework that we just talked about. So this is completely free. It's a sandbox for you to play in to see what works for you. And in this particular sandbox, there are around 500 notes and files for you to figure out what's going to work for you. Consider this a separate sandbox for you to just move around and play in. Now I'm such a believer, let me just zoom in a little bit. I'm such a believer in these three headspaces, Atlas, Calendar, and Efforts, that's exactly what I use across the board. So if I open up my Finder window, you can see Atlas, Calendar, and Efforts. Let's close that. And I want to show you my personal and customized Ideaverse, where I have, I think, over like 7,000 notes now. But what you'll see is I've flattened the structure of Atlas. So I have more folders, and I'm encouraging absolutely nobody to do this, but I like it and I made it my own. I followed the advice of this video and I worked from the bottom up over time, over years, and came to this formula for me. This is going to be too much for 99% of the people on this call. You need something simple and you have to start from the bottom up. But as you do, you can see what makes you feel